coming up in a couple months, which is crazy. We have some apples here, right? Okay, it's still like, that's fall. All right, same with the Song of Achilles. When books are super hyped up on BookTok, I get scared and I don't read them because that's just my luck. Oh my gosh, my battery is already blinking. Okay, we might have to pause and switch over the battery like I feel like we have to do literally every single time. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. Welcome to our November TBR. Our second to last TBR of the year 2024. That's insane to me. That means we have been using this advent calendar and our random number generator and TBR prompts for a full year because I'm pretty sure I started in November. I'm pretty sure that I did. So that's crazy. I have been loving doing this form of like picking our TBR. It's been fun for me and it's been helping me engage with my physical TBR and just try and get these books checked off. With that being said, I do want to see like another like fun way to do the TBR for 2025 because that's coming up in a couple months, which is crazy. I have been doing our advent calendar for a full year, so I want to see if I want to switch it up a little bit. I just look to see some ideas and maybe we'll use something else for 2025. Also, I'm saying it's a November TBR, but looking at myself, I am very much so giving Christmas. Close enough, right? We have some apples here, right? Okay, it's still like, that's fall, all right? But I did just get these pants at Fabletics. I got them in literally 3 colors because I love them so much. I have them in black already, so I got 3 other colors because I wear them all the time. They're like the flare with like this like the V part right here. I think they're so comfortable. I think there's a referral code that I have because I'm like a VIP member, so I'll leave it in the description if you want to try it. They're having a really big sale right now. I wanted to wear them because I just got them in the mail, so we're gonna look a little bit Christmassy today. It's fun. In making our November TBR, I replaced all of our prompts and all of our books, and the way that I did that is I used my 24 books I want to read in 2024 list, which I do have a video of. I'll put it here, it's in the description, things of books that I want to read in 2024. I just checked that. I have a lot left that I have not read, and it's the second to last month of 2024. So okay guys, it happened. The camera died. We have a new battery pack in. What I was saying was I have a lot more books on that 24 books I want to read in 2024 list that I made in the beginning of the year. It was in my reading journal video too, if you want to see like a more artistic version of that list. I put all those books in one of these drawers. If we have surprises in some of these drawers because I still have a lot of physical books on my TBR. Like literally, I don't know if you can tell, but I have books stacked on top of my bookshelves. Books over here, books in front of books on this whole shelf. I need a new bookshelf. Like this is so, you can't even like see the top of this one. This one's really high up there, like up to here. And this is so high. I need another bookshelf, but I've just been stubborn about it and I am going to absolutely fill these shelves. I need to organize them. Maybe there will be a bookshelf drawer coming because I seriously need to organize my books. Because I have so many books on my physical TBR, some of these drawers have 2 book titles in them, and we're gonna add both of them to our TBR. So we might have a bigger TBR this month, but hopefully we'll get through a lot of our physical TBR books before the end of the year. I feel like it's a grind time now. So basically, if you haven't seen one of these videos, the way this works is we pick 8 books, or in this case it'll be 8 drawers, possibly more than 8 books because like I said, some drawers have 2 little papers in them. 8 drawers, and the way that we figure out which drawer to open is with a random number wheel that I use on my phone, and then we just add those to our TBR. It is a fun way to create our TBR. It like gives me the vibe of Christmas throughout the whole year. It gave me that whole vibe. I loved opening advent calendars when I was little, and just doing this every month has really helped me embrace that like excitement of opening my advent calendar. So I really like this way, but like I said, I do want to figure out a different way for next year. I'm going to screen record, and here is our little number wheel. Okay, so let's see what our first book is. Oh my gosh, on November TBR, we are already there. 18! Alright, so that is right here. This one has 2 in it. Oh my goodness. Here's number 18. I knew it. This one has 2 little books in here. We're still gonna pick 8 drawers no matter what, so we're gonna be having more than 8 books this time around. Okay, the first one is Song of Achilles, and because this is using the red Sharpie, I know that this is one of the books that was on my Center for Books I Want to Read in 2024 list. So there's one of them. And the second one is a prompt. It is a book in a school setting. And I remember I added this one because I have been really loving the dark academia lately, so I wanted to add that in as one of our prompts. First, we need to find the Song of Achilles, which, like I said, books are stacked on top of books, on top of books. So it could take me quite a long time to find the books that we need. Let's see. I know I have this book. Look at all my little special editions. Well, there's not all of them, but look at these like 3 little special editions. They're so pretty. I also feel like this is a book that has been on several TBRs, so this is the universe is why I'm saying that I really just need to read it. Where the heck is it? No, but like I know I have it. Where is it? This is weird. What in the world? Oh my god, it's right, it's literally right in front of me. That's crazy. It's right where I put my Alani. But that took a while. So first we have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is one of the, what I would call OG BookTok books. When BookTok first blew up 2 or 3 years ago, I feel like this was one of the ones that blew up with it, and it is also one of the ones that is the oldest on my shelf because of that reason. Some people really love this book, some people don't love it as much. It's like a retelling of the Greek gods and goddesses, which I feel like is right up my alley, so I really don't know why it's taking me so long to read this book. Honestly, probably because I've been scared of the hype around it. There is so much hype around The Song of Achilles, and I feel like when books are so overhyped, I get really scared to read it because my expectations are so high. If this is not like the best book ever, then it's going to disappoint me and it's going to get a lower rating than what I would think originally. So that is why I've been avoiding it. We're just going to do it. We have to bite the bullet and put this on our TBR. So this is our first one. Also, if you can see, I have a ton of books stacked over here. This is another example of I just need another bookshelf. So our prompt was a book set in a school. I've been super into dark academia lately. I just read a book set in a school, and that was The Coven. Now I'm going to finish up this series because towards the end of the year I want to finish all my series as well. So I'm going to finish up this series and we're going to choose The Curse by Harper L. Wood. I have a feeling this book was on my October TBR, but look at the pretty sprayed edges. They're so pretty. I obviously did not get to it, so we're gonna add it up again to our December TBR. And this is the second book in the Coven series. I actually have a video that just went out like literally this week, I think. This week or last week of me reading the first book in the series. And spoiler alert, I really liked it. I am excited for the way The Curse is gonna go. The way that The Coven ended, it just, I feel like they could do so much with this book, but there also is a lot of loose ends that need to be tied up, and it's not a super long book. Wondering how they're gonna do that. I feel like this is more of like a spooky fall book. That's how the first book was. Basically, this is the second book in the duology. Crystal Hollow, I think, is the town, and the school's name is Hollows Grove, and it follows Willow and Gray. Willow is a witch from 2 different houses. She has 2 different elements. Then it also follows Gray, who is a vessel, who is basically a vampire, that he is like the headmaster of this school. There is also a lot more that was revealed about Gray's character and Gray's past in the end of The Coven, so I feel like that's what this book is going to focus on. We have book in a school setting, perfect fall book. We have The Curse. Okay, even though that was the second book on our list, we still have 7 drawers to pick. So let's spin again. This is very loud. This spin thing is very loud. I feel like it's gonna be like a big TBR. 9. That is one of my favorite lucky numbers, and it only has 1 in it. This is number 9. Ooh, another book on my 24 books read in 2024. 6 of Crows. This book right here, the first book in a duology of the Grishaverse. So I'm currently finishing up Shadow and Bone trilogy, and then 6 of Crows is in that same universe of Shadow and Bone. It's called the Grishaverse by Leigh Bardugo, but I think it takes place, it's more of like a heist. We have different main characters. It's like the bad guys, essentially. And I think it takes place at the same time as the Shadow and Bone timeline. It takes place at that same time, but this is like a different set of characters. And the main character is criminal prodigy Kaz Brecker. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh my god, 6, duh. 6 people that all have certain skills that all get together to do this heist. It sounds like it's really good. Honestly, what Shadow and Bone is about is not about a heist at all. So I feel like this is a cool spin on the Grishaverse, and I feel like it's gonna be really good. Pretty good reviews, honestly, so my hopes are high for this one. I am excited to finally get to Six of Crows because I told myself that I want to read the whole Six of Crows duology and the whole Shadow and Bone trilogy before watching the Shadow and Bone Netflix series, which I do really want to watch. And I feel like it's more of a fall book as well, so it's good that we're picking this during November. 14. Here's 14, another book on my 24 books I want to read in 2024. Midnight Sun. Okay, so this is obviously Twilight Story from Edward's point of view. Let me go get it. Okay, so I took off the jackets because I always do when I read a book. But this is the book. Here it is. I soft DNF'd it a couple months ago, and actually was going to read a couple more chapters today now that I kind of cut down my currently reading TBR a little bit. I'm on chapter 7, page 142. This book is thick, Twilight and Edward's perspective, and I feel like even just reading the first 142 pages, it has a lot of a sort of like Dracula or Frankenstein complex, where it's like Edward considers himself a monster. He's constantly in his stream of consciousness, of which this book is told through. He is constantly battling with the monster and his human side as a vampire, and it's just a book that I felt like I need to read. I've had it for so long since it first came out. This is the hardcover, first edition, so for so long since it came out I have had this book. So I want to just get through it, get it off my physical TBR. And I will say, Stephanie Meyer's, right? Stephanie Meyer's, yeah. Stephanie Meyer's writing is decent in this. Like, there are some quotes that I do genuinely like and underlined. It's just a thick, dense book, and his prose in this is dense. But I do want to finish this book up in the fall and winter time, so we're gonna add that onto our list, which is good because that book's gonna get read this month because I was literally just about to read a chapter today. Hopefully this will finally be off our TBR by the end of November. Let's hope. Okay, we have number 3. Another book that was on my 24 books to read in 2024 list. This is Sanctuary of Shadow. Okay, so this is a book that I got right when it came out. I think it came out earlier this year. It does have really pretty sprayed edges here, so I picked it up when I saw it at Target. I think it takes place in basically like a carnival. Like, if you see, there's like a carnival right in the middle of the sun, so I think that it takes place in like a carnival setting. There's this girl who is part of the carnival. She meets a man who's a part of the carnival too, I believe. They're both in like cages. They're like cage animals, cage circus acts, and it's a love story between them. And I think she's also trying to escape the carnival life, and I think the ringmaster is, you know, obviously evil. That is a brief summary of what I've learned so much of this book. It's a darkly imaginative debut fantasy. Her name is Harrow, which I feel like is a different name, but very fantasy, so I appreciate that. So we're gonna add this book on there. Fantasy, if you look at my top book recs video that I posted a while ago, I said that fantasy is what I like to read in the fall and winter, so that falls right into that genre. So I'm excited to be reading that one. Okay, and next we have 13, my other lucky number. My 2 lucky numbers are 9 and 13. Not Taylor Swift coded, even though I love her. 13 is my birth month. I feel it's my birthday. I feel like I always have to like make a disclaimer because then people are like, well, you just like that number because it's Taylor Swift's favorite number. But it's literally been my favorite number since I was conscious enough to pick a favorite number because it's my birthday. So, that little disclaimer. So, we have 13. One of our 24 books in 2024. Titles, Woman of Good Fortune. Alright, so I don't actually have this book physically. You know what? I did give it a try. I listened to the first couple of chapters on audiobook when I was on a flight. Even though I put it as my 24 books I want to read in 2024, I think I'm going to choose not to put that on my TBR because I gave it a try and I wasn't into it. So we should normalize changing your opinion. Even though that is not gonna get read, it's fine. We'll just pick another one. I think I'm gonna pick one that I really want to read in its place. Curious Tides by Pascal Lascelles. So this is a book that was, I think, in a book haul of my Ultimate Book video, one of those. I got this book at Barnes & Noble because I was shopping for a different book, and then the girl who helped me find it said like, hey, if you like this book, I think it was Reckless that I was buying, then you're gonna love Curious Tides, because she said this really cool magic system and it revolves around like the phases of the moon. So like whatever moon phase you're born under is what power you have. And it takes place at a college, but it seems like her name is Emery, our main character, she comes into her powers and it's a power that no one knows about. So it's a brand new power that no one has seen before, and it's her learning how to wield it and how to use it, and it's obviously very powerful. That is what this book is. And I actually just got you can't see that going up because like I said, my bookshelf is overflowing. Stranger Skies I just bought. It is the second book in the Curious Tides universe, so it made me want to read it even more. And this is a great book to put on our November TBR. I'm excited about it. It seems like a very interesting topic. I trust that girl. I trust her. So we're gonna put that in place of Woman of Good Fortune, just because like I said, it was a DNF and I am trying to get better at putting like fully DNFing books that I don't want to read. So I think this is a good thing to put in place, and we still have a decent amount that we're on our 24 books. It's 124 TBR, so I think it's fine. Okay, number 20. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 2 more books to pick after this one. Oh, we got 2. Oh my goodness. This advent calendar really wants me to read my TBR. Okay, we have Binding 13 as our first pick, which is 24 books I want to read in 2024, so that's good. And then we have The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore is our little bonus title that we got with that drawer. First, we have Binding 13. Then we have The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, which is funny because I was going to pick this book and then I decided on Curious Tides. So that's cool. Okay, so first, Binding 13. This was another soft DNF, and I feel like if you've been on booktok for literally any amount of time, you know what this book is about. I soft DNF'd it at page 56 because I was enjoying the story, but I think I didn't get that far into it, and I was reading a bunch of other books at the time that just sort of took precedent over it just because I wasn't super deep into Binding 13 yet, and I was super deep into other books, and then this book just got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. Also, it's daunting. Again, it has an insane amount of hype. Look how small these words are on the page. Like, that will kill my eyes, but it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I've been reading it on my Kindle. Same with The Song of Achilles. When books are super hyped up on booktok, I get scared and I don't read them because it's too high of an expectation, and I don't want to be disappointed, and I want to give this book the proper time that it deserves because it is a lot of people's favorites. We're gonna give it a try this time. We're gonna do it. We're gonna add it onto our November TBR. If you don't know, it is based about Johnny and Shannon. It takes place, I think, in Ireland or Scotland. Johnny is a rugby player. Shannon is like this really frail, tiny girl. It's a love story between them. She gets really, like, Shannon gets like badly, Johnny ends up protecting her, and apparently has a lot of like deeper themes as well. Next is The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. This is the next book that was in our drawer. It is by Lori Gilmore. She's actually the author of The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, right here. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I also have The Christmas Tree Farm. That is perfect. I read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe in October. I'm gonna read The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore in November, and then The Christmas Tree Farm in December. That's perfect. A small town romance. and this takes place in Dream Harbor, which it is very much, the author says, based off of Gilmore Girls, Stars Hollow, and I love Gilmore Girls for the fall, and I love the small town of Stars Hollow, and I do feel like Dream Harbor definitely gives that vibe as well. It's about a bookstore and about Hazel, who was a side character in the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and this is a romance between Hazel and Noah, who is a fisherman. I have to say, in reading the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I did really like Lori Gilmore's writing, and I liked her storytelling. I like that the book isn't insanely long for no reason to be a romance book. We've chosen 6 drawers. 2 more drawers to choose to be on our November TBR. I feel like we have like a good mix here so far. 8. Like, we have a couple romances, we have a couple super popular books, and we have a couple fantasies, so I think that's a good mix. Number 8. Oh my god, 2 again. Stop, this is gonna be a huge TBR. I kid you not, I only put 2 in, I kid you not, I only put 2 in maybe like 5 drawers. And we've gotten 3 of them already. That's just my luck. So our first one is The Ministry of Time. And our second one is Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. So let me talk about this one first, because this book is one that I don't have on my physical TBR yet. It is a book that I think won the Barnes & Noble Award last year, or the Goodreads Choice Award. It was a very popular book last year, and that's why I put it on my 24 books I want to read in 2024. If a book gets like those awards and all those acclaimed awards from like the book community, that's not just BookTok, then I want to read them. So that's what the Heaven and Earth Grocery Store is. I will buy that book and I will get it in the physical form, but because I don't have it in my physical form, I can't read you any of the summary. But I think it's basically about this grocery store where everyone comes from different parts of the city or town. They come together, and this is like their shared space. And I feel like it's the stories of the people that come to that shared space. That's what I think it's about. So it sounds very touching, just like our other book sounds really touching, which is The Ministry of Time. Oh my god, do you see this? It's under this huge sack. Ah! Okay, we'll do it. And hope not to have an avalanche. Ah! I have so many books. I need another bookshelf. I say this in every single video, but I need another bookshelf so desperately right now. We got, oh no, my little Draco! Like, I got this little Draco from like one of those little like mystery things, so I put him right here by my Harry Potter stuff. So we finally have it. The Ministry of Time. This is by Kellyanne Bradley. I wasn't gonna get it, but then I saw a few reviews on it that it was just like beautiful and amazing, so I decided to pick it up in my Book of the Month box. It's a time travel romance. The Ministry takes people from other times in history. I think this one is from 1847. Commodore Graham Gore. Our female main character is a bridge with monitoring him to like show him how to live in our current time. It is a romance, but I feel like it is also a lot deeper than just a romance. Okay, it made me stop. I feel like it's more than just a romance. I feel like it has a lot of touching themes and it'll make me cry. That's what everyone has said, but it's also just a cool concept. So that's The Ministry of Time. Our last drawer. Oh my goodness. So this is our last book that's going to be on our November TBR. And that is number 22. Just one book to round us off. One of our 24 books in 2024. I think I know this is. Yes! Throne of the Fallen. Can you read that? Throne of the Fallen. Super exciting because that book is right here. This is a book that I have been really wanting to read in the fall time because it is a fantasy. It's in the same world as Kerry Maniscalco's Kingdom of the Wicked, which is a trilogy that I absolutely loved. So I was excited to pick this book up. It is Envy Story, which is The Prince of Hell. Actually, the second book in this spin-off series just came out, which is right here, Throne of Secrets. This is Gluttony's story, I think. But I'm super excited that she decided to do a spin-off of all the other Princes of Hell. Can't wait to read this book and get back into that world. I loved the Kingdom of the Wicked story. Specifically, Kingdom of the Feared is one of my favorite books of all time. One of my 5, 6, 7 stars. I loved it so much. If this one is like that one, I'm gonna be super excited. This is Envy's story, but it is also a game. Like, a game takes place in this book as well. It seems like a really fun fantasy. It's pretty long. It's over 500 pages, almost 600 pages. So we'll see. But I'm super excited to get this book finally, to read this book finally. Okay, so that is our end of our November TBR. We ended up with a lot more than 8 books. 11. We ended up with 11 books. You really tested me this month, advent calendar. Oh my, oh. These are not only 11, well these are 10 because I don't have the other book, but they're also really heavy. Here is our November TBR. Let's go through it one more time. We have the Heaven and Earth grocery store, which I don't have in the physical form, but I will get. That is on our TBR. We have Throne of the Fallen, the Ministry of Time, the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, Binding 13, Curious Tides, Sanctuary of the Shadow, Midnight Sun, which I don't have that jacket on at the moment, Six of Crows, The Cursed, and The Song of Achilles. That is our November TBR, our 11 books that we're going to be reading this month. Hopefully. I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same time because there are just some on here that I've been really wanting to get through throughout this whole entire year. We have a lot of really popular ones like Song of Achilles, Binding 13, the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, Ministry of Time, Throne of the Fallen. Like, I feel like these are ones that have been on BookTok and have made their rounds. We'll see if I like them as much as everyone else does. That is gonna be it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Oh my gosh, how do I take this up and not cause an avalanche?